what's gratifying is that here at the world's largest oil and gas conference, we've learned that methane is still not only on the table, but of primary concern for a lot of the companies that are doing oil and gas business across the globe. As we move to the climate discussions at COP30, it's critical to have industry at the table as well to help us navigate this very tricky and very critical problem. The African continent contains most of the world's remaining oil and gas reserves. As the countries in Africa start to develop those reserves, methane becomes a huge issue for us to grapple with. As these countries seek to get energy security, for example, address energy poverty, start engaging in global oil and gas markets, getting a grip of the methane pollution problem is going to be critical if we're going to do that in a way that's consistent with protecting the planet from global warming. The good news is that these countries are moving forward and are fairly early in the process, and so adopting best practices to reduce methane emissions from drilling to production to delivery is critical. And on top of that, there are several global frameworks and opportunities for companies in African countries, including South Africa, Mozambique, and Nigeria, to tap resources in order to make investments to address methane abatement. Methane abatement is the best environmental bargain out there because you're actually taking a pollutant and putting it in the sales line. So it helps the bottom line and in addition to helping the climate. And so if we're able to help companies from these countries make those investments early on, then we keep more methane out of the atmosphere and we do a better job of providing energy for Africa's communities. Well, one of the things that we're learning, and there's a lot of talk about it here at ADIPEC, is that global oil and gas markets are demanding better methane performance. That means oil and gas companies that do a better job of keeping natural gas in the pipes instead of in the atmosphere are going to be rewarded by more interest from investors as well as more interest from buyers of that gas. In import markets like Europe and Asia, that's critically important. So as these African countries start to move into the global markets, they're going to find that methane performance is going to be a key indicator as to whether or not they'll be successful. One of the most amazing and burgeoning industries in this area is the methane mitigation industry. And what we're seeing is these companies developing tools and methods to detect and monitor and measure emissions almost on a continuous basis. Whether we're talking about satellites or drones or ground-based methane sensors, these things are becoming more effective, they're becoming much cheaper, and even nascent oil and gas companies can afford this technology, which again allows companies to be more efficient, keep more product in the pipe, and benefit the climate by keeping methane out of the atmosphere.